A new internet historian video has finally been released to the YouTube masses. And let me tell you, we're a bit late to the party right now. This thing has already racked up.
Old.
It's like 2 weeks
No,
old,
it's
but
not.
this thing is like 4.5 million views.
It's literally exactly 2 weeks.
Wow.
4.5 million views?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ever given, ever taken away. The thumbnail for this thing has internet historian's big mug, and then there's like a ship with like shipping containers and shit. So all that I could gather,
Heist. Someone's trying to steal
it has
something
something
from
to
the
do with
boat.
a big ass shipping container.
Yeah.
So
There are rubies in the shipping container.
this is what you're going with?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear the full plot summary
Oh,
before
shit.
we even watch the
Oh,
fucking
no.
video. What do you think?
No. Don't make me break it all down.
No, you have to.
No, I can't like share all of my secrets.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that it has something to do with some kind of. See there? Look at that. You
You
have.
didn't tell me that it was blowing up.
Well, there's internet historian. He's got a phone.
They have to blow up the entire boat to get the shipping container away.
Or even better, it's like kind of like that Black Mirror episode where everybody's running around with the cell phones, filming like those people hunting down those other people or whatever, and everybody's just like,
I don't know if I saw that one.
yeah, you did for sure. But maybe this is like this massive freight boat incident is taking place, and instead of anybody doing anything, they're just watching the whole thing go down and just like, ha ha ha.
Why would you do an entire hour and 28
Because
minutes?
it's
I thought it was an
always-
hour.
It's always crazy shit that nobody really talks that
28
much
minutes. Is this the
about.
longest video he's ever done?
I mean,
I think so.
no, I don't think so.
In a long time, anyway.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of his videos have been pretty long.
Not that long.
He's
That's
had a couple of
movie.
them. What about the one where the guy was stuck in the cave, Manning Cave?
Okay, that was a
was
long
that
one,
long.
but it wasn't that long. I think this is his longest one.
How long is it, Nikki?
It's long.
How long is it?
It's as long as a movie.
See, Manning Cave was close.
Not an hour and 14.
The Engoodening of No Man's Sky is like
43?
53, 51. Like, he's got some long ass videos.
I think this
dude.
is the longest one.
I
he's
think
ever
he's
done.
been long for a long time, and he's just showing us how long he really is.
Yeah, so it has to be super interesting, and there has to be a lot of moving pieces.
What about the Cost of Concordia? That one was super long too.
Really stuck on it.
Well, I think you're wrong about that.
I really don't think that I am. 46 minutes.
46
That's
minutes.
nothing in comparison to it.
This may be the absolute longest, but we're gonna find out as we actually
Figure out what the actual
figure out what the fuck is going on in this video. Ever given, ever taken away? We'll take it away, internet historian. We're ready to react to it, or at least I know I am. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let's check this out. I'm ready.
This video was made possible by Saley and some very patient people over at Patreon. Okay, music fades in. My friend, let me weave you a tale
He's
of a
waving.
windswept night beyond the old Egyptian sands, where the water plays coy with the shore,
This is different.
and the coy
Yeah.
are sure to play in the water. Where the
DreamWorks?
desert wolves make love to the moon. Exterior day. This is the Suez Canal. Undeniably, Egypt's most famous body of water.
Undeniably.
Nothing bad ever happens here.
I've heard about it a lot.
Oh, except for that one time. Oh. Okay, so there's a ship, and it's called
no.
the Ever Given. And it's going up the Suez Canal really, really fast, probably. And you think that, well, the Port Authority would call up, and they'd be like,
Captain, you are going way too fast.
but the captain, he's wicked sit cool. So he's like,
They're just jealous of my passion for going fast through critical trade infrastructure.
Ricky Bobby.
Increase speed.
Damn.
If you will not slow down, prepare to meet the full might of the Egyptian military.
Two of Egypt's fastest fighter jets scrambled
my
on the
God.
runway.
So little.
But the captain kept adding power.
Faster! The people of Europe need these Chinese knockoffs of European goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster, I beseech you.
But everyone on the crew was loving it. Yeah, go faster. But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
Wait, what?
I ain't afraid of nothing.
Ain't
it was at this
afraid.
point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump. Lens flare. But they overshot it.
So it,
They were gonna collide with a gently sloping sandy bank. They threw on the handbrake,
Drop anchor! Brace for impact!
this is not real.
but it was too late.
This is
Collision.
actual footage, I think.
Literally everybody died.
Literally everybody.
We're not even actually here.
Ever given, ever taken away.
Did they all die?
Yeah, that'll do. All right, see you in a year. What do you mean it's not long enough? Wikipedia, ChatGPT. Add the music. They love that. A reaction GIF? That's a good one. No, this video's too good. Dial it back a little. Okay, let me start again. I'll do the phony voice too. Better! Okay, so here's what really happened.
I didn't get all that. Okay, so the following is based on true events. However, can you hear that damn cat? Most details come from secondary sources. So while some conversations were recorded, oh, wait, so when did this happen? Including the VDR data of the ship, almost none of that material has been made available to the public. So we took a few liberties to fill in the gaps. All conversations should be considered fictional, not reflective of real people involved and interpreted for storytelling and entertainment purposes only. Also, we play pretty fast and loose with certain details and the order of events. I can't read that because you got something covered. Okay, so be cool. Please don't bother any of the people involved in the incident. We're just here to have a good time.
That's right. Thank you, Nikki, for reading that for the illiterate, including myself. Everything is great.
This story begins in Malaysia. Of course, you already know, but that's this one over here. And at a port named Tanjung Pelepus is the container ship known as the Ever Given. The last of the cargo is loaded onto the ship, and the captain of the ship, Krishnan Kanthaval, is there with his crew of 20. Hello! At this point, Kanthaval probably said something like, "All right, the boat's tummy is all full of cargo. We're almost ready to get going." So Evergreen, the operating company of the ship, would have called ahead and booked passage for the ship. Yes, one adult ship ticket, please. Large. How many containers? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, this guy at the operating company is on the line to the Suez Canal Authority, and they are in charge of all of the operations of the Suez Canal. All right, thank you for choosing Suez Waterways. You are scheduled for March 23rd. You are 922nd in queue. All right, we've got a Supermax container coming through on March 23rd. Pulling up the stats now. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world. Over 400 meters long, 60 meters wide. Only 10% smaller than the world's largest aircraft
Holy
carrier.
shit.
Able to carry over 20,000 of these shipping containers.
Oh my God.
Here's a guy and a sandwich for scale.
That makes this so much worse.
All right,
Yeah.
navigator, helmsman, Gene. Let's get going. We wouldn't want to hold up the other ships.
What did Jane do?
With a teary goodbye, the Ever Given sets sail from Malaysia and makes course for the Netherlands. Let's go to the map. Malaysia,
Stop
and you
showing
already
everybody.
know, but the Netherlands is over here. The route's so simple. You just go from here over to... Oh. We're blocked by Africa, sir. Should we just head back? Don't worry, I know a shortcut. Head into that inlet. It's called the Red Sea. Captain, it's blue. I know. In a bit over a week, the Ever Given cruises all the way to the Red Sea. And on the way, someone on the crew points out Djibouti and says it aloud. Djibouti, because it's fun to say. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain, I can tell you that much.
My dad's been
we've got
to
another
Djibouti.
problem on the sat-nav.
He's talked about it.
There's
For that
more
very
land
reason?
in
For
the
that
way.
very reason.
How are we supposed to get through an obstacle like this?
For
Should I
people.
just head back? Now, if this was 1868, Canterville would be in big trouble. But luckily, in 1869, someone happened to dig a big channel right from one side of this isthmus to the other, and filled it with water, they did, which meant that ships no longer needed to circumnavigate Africa. It's nothing personal. It's a geographic thing. Late that evening, the Ever Given arrives at the Gulf of Suez, here on the map. It's a big open area for ships to park. And there are ships everywhere, sitting idle, waiting for their turn to pass through the canal. Now the helmsman is kind of driving around the area, looking for a place to park and drop anchor. But then, something captures his attention. Hey, what's that mysterious-looking ship over there? It looks abandoned. M.V. Ahmad. M.V. Do not speak its name, helmsman. Why not? Look, there's a spot. That's a handicap. They park the ship, drop anchor, and radio in to the Suez Canal Authority. Thank you for joining the queue. Typical wait time is a few hours, up to 1 business day. Why do we have to wait? Why can't we just go straight through? Because we've got rules here at the canal.
Yeah.
A big book of them. No running, no dive bombing, and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere way down the back of the manual it says, all vessels entering or leaving the canal must have a pilot. And in fact, a ship as large as yours needs 2. These pilots are employees of the Canal Authority who understand the perils of the route. Kind of like a consultant to the captain. And they stand around going, yes, yes, go here, turn coming up here, watch out for the geese. So just stand by for a while, yep? Alright, nothing to do till this pilot arrives. Guess I'll take a little bit of me time. I'm off to my cabin, fellas. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And so just after midnight, Canterville heads back to his quarters to take a nap. Quite a cozy scene, wouldn't you say? But all is not well on the Ever Given tonight. There seems to be some trouble with the weather. 2:30 a.m. Canterville wakes up. Outside is the loud rattle of shipping containers sparring with the wind. Loud enough to capture Canterville's attention. Raro. He dashes up to the bridge. All right, what's the status on it being really, really windy outside? The wind is up to 35 knots, but the Ever Given is fine and the anchor is keeping us held. All right, it sounds like I can head back to my quarters then. Wait, Captain. I think we need to move the ship. Yeah, those guys are getting closer and closer to us. We're surrounded by ships like the Al Nasriyah. Their anchors can't withstand the wind and they are being dragged about. We need more buffer or there's risk of a collision. Good thinking. All right, duty engineer, prep the engines. Aye. The ship kicks to life. The helmsman steers the Ever Given to get further away from the other ships. This whole thing might be cancelled. Port control. Although this waiting area is delightful, the weather outside is very frightful. Is passage through the canal still happening? Not cancelled. Hold position. Your pilot is wrapping up and will be on his way to your vessel soon. They're making us wait. Captain, if we're struggling not to hit ships in this big open area, it's going to get pretty dicey when we have to navigate through a narrow channel like the Suez. Yes. Although you should have said, spoiler warning.
Coming up next on Channel Ad Time.
Welcome back to
funny.
Raising Sailor.
That is so
I'm
funny.
Saily Man, professional traveler and eSIM user. Finding tourists to get them huge savings on an eSIM plan. It ain't for the faint of heart. But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, when they're traveling, they need data.
I can't get an Uber. I didn't sort out my data before I left.
Got another one? Try
Was it
this.
huge?
First, we download the Saily app on your phone. Then we choose how much data we want and where. Then we add the code Internet Historian for 15% off. And don't forget the most important part. Mwah. I just gave your phone international data using the Saily app.
Thank you, Saily Man. Very cool.
So download the Saily app or scan the QR code on the screen now and use the code Internet Historian to get 15% off at checkout.
It's so beautiful here in the hills of Switzerland. If only I could listen to podcast in the background.
Here comes Saily Man. Over 200 destinations, 24/7 live chat support, and no physical SIM or roaming fees, because it's just an app.
Could I have my phone back, please?
At Saily, family comes first, and data comes second. Data comes first. They're both tied for first.
Tonight
They're
on
both
Raising
tied
Saily.
for first.
Anyone can get Saily. Dead ones. Sorry, I have a boyfriend ones. Or regular.
I have a presentation in 15 minutes at the UN Security Council, and I didn't download the slides. Without this presentation, I'm worried they're going to nuke North Sentinel Island again.
15 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
I'll be the guy who started the next World War without those damn slides.
10 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
History will not look kindly on me without those slides.
Here comes Saily. Now you have 10 gigabytes of data on your phone.
Data.
Cheaper than most phone providers.
I love you, Saily Man.
Hush, little one. I saved it.
The Saily app really saved me.
This truly was our darkest hour. But we
Top 10
prevailed.
sexiest
It's not an easy job.
Pokemon was in the back.
But Saily gets me through. So download the Saily app or scan the QR code on screen and use Internet Historian as the code to get 15% off at checkout. Get some damn data on your phone, why not?
Some
Add
damn
over.
data.
Some
you
time
some
has
damn
passed.
data.
We're back on the bridge. There's the helmsman. Captain's gone back to his quarters.
It was what, 3 a.m.?
Pilots won't be here for hours. Then suddenly, an idea. The helmsman takes it upon himself to navigate a little bit of art.
What?
Tee-hee-hee, says the helmsman. As long as no one checks the nav data, this won't come back to bite me at all.
What?
Foreshadowing.
A couple of hours pass. The wind dies down just a little. No ships crashed into the Ever Given, but a small one did pull up beside it.
The pilot. Or whatever.
Captain, pilots are here.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard. Oh, hey, Captain. Yes, we're running late. Where's the helm? We don't know what the pilots' names are, so we're just going to go with blue and red. Okay, I think we should move ahead at about 14 kilometers. That's right, ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. The Ever Given joins a convoy of ships taking position at the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in. Ready. All right, everybody, we want to be alert, stay focused. Yeah, Captain. I'll follow the other ships. I'll try not to get lost. Hold on, helmsman. And the audience. This is a much more perilous journey than you might know. What, a big straight line? It is 193 kilometers of narrow waterway. And I hope you've got some stamina, because it takes 12 hours to traverse.
gosh.
That's a full day trip. Some parts are only 24 meters deep. Oh, that's very shallow. Yes, and only 200 meters wide in some parts. That's very narrow. I've seen McDonald's drive-thrus with more clearance. And you certainly wouldn't want to have an accident, would you? Because 12% of the entire world's sea freight passes through here. If you blocked it, the consequences would be humongous. No pressure, though. Oh,
How long?
I see.
Would it have
Oh,
taken
don't mind
to
him.
just
He
go
gives that
around?
speech to everybody.
A long
Ahead,
time.
14 kilometers
But
per
they've
hour.
Talking about
already been
all
Yes,
there.
pilot.
Africa.
14 kilometers. Steady on. So into the canal, the ever-given wind. As they cruise, the winds swirl back onto the sea. No longer buffered by miles of open water, the sand and dust can blow about with abandon. Low visibility. Strong winds jostle the ship.
Yeah, I'm
Grit
going around.
pelts the bow. The Ever-Given steams ahead at about the pace of a fast jog. And there's no real build-up here, to be honest. Things go awry almost immediately. How are you coping with the wind? It's manageable. All right, well, the wind is definitely pushing us to the left-hand side. Yes, just try to keep it as centered as you can. Adjusting.
Oh, they
These
stay
winds
on
are
the
quite
boat the whole
something.
time?
Do you think we should have
I think
insisted
so.
they postpone?
The pilots don't seem worried, and they know this water better than anyone. The angle of the wind is particularly nasty, catching the enormous surface area of the ship and constantly nudging it off course.
Helmsman, you're still too far to the left. You got to get back to the center.
Yeah, I'm trying. Adjusting. The helmsman keeps changing the trajectory of the ship, but he cannot seem to stay in the center.
Come on, Helmsman, we're still not centered.
I know, it's the wind. No matter what they do, they can't seem to get away from the left bank. The wind foils their every countermaneuver. This is not as manageable as I thought it would be.
Oh my god.
Is it going to be like this the whole way?
Oh.
Don't worry, this is really common. It won't be the whole trip. No. The problem is we're going too slow. Red Pilot takes the initiative. If we speed up, we can push through the wind. Accelerate to 22 kilometers an hour. Somewhat
Stressing
reluctantly,
you out?
Yeah.
the helmsman obliges. 22 kilometers per hour.
To the limit.
Engines engage and the ship speeds up. Captain, going this fast in heavy winds is needlessly reckless. There are protocols for this sort of thing.
All right, Gene, it's a bit windy. Relax. This must happen all the time.
Why does everybody hate
The Red
Gene?
Pilot was right.
I don't know.
The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank. However, they can't seem to keep the ship in the very center. Helmsman, you're aimed too severely to the right-hand bank now. We need a bit of leadership here. Don't worry, I know what to do. Turn left. Adjusting. The pilot's giving steering instructions now. Captain, is he supposed to do that? Captain, the pilot is not here to give steering orders. You should say something. The ship is now consistently snaking left and right and left and right. Turn to the right. So they turn to the right.
But then they end up too far to the
Oh
right.
my god.
You're too close to the right bank now. Turn to the left. Yes, I agree.
No.
Turn to the left. Look, this is all a bit tense, and we both know where this is going. It's gonna crash. Let's just enjoy it. Oh, wow. There it is. A gently sloping sandy bank.
Okay, this is different
Red
than
Pilot,
what
we're
when
just
it first
consultants.
started.
This isn't our job to steer the ship. You're micromanaging. We should only be giving general navigation advice. We're getting too close to the left bank. I can't keep it centered. We have to slow this ship down. If we slow down, the wind will push us into the bank.
What do I do? Reduce
Go
the speed.
faster. The two pilots begin bickering. And not just bickering normally. They're bickering in Arabic. Arabickering. And Canthable's crew doesn't speak Arabic. What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Neither do I. Does anyone here speak Arabic?
No? Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I would be freaking
The
out.
Ever-Given has reached its target speed of 22 kilometers an hour, but they're taking wider and wider turns and can't seem to get anywhere near the center of the lane. And the two pilots, they're still fighting. Captain? Captain! Pilots! Captain! The Ever-Given then reaches an extreme, unrecoverable angle, pointing acutely to the right, straight for the bank.
Welcome.
We need to turn left. Now. Hard left. Hard to the left.
Oh my god.
Hard to the left.
Oh my god.
The rudder turns.
Oh my god.
But the ship doesn't turn with it.
Ooh.
Instead, it slides. Didn't I tell you to turn left? Why aren't we turning? I am turning to the left, Captain. The ship's not responding. I knew this would happen. It's your fault. The helmsman loses his ability to steer. The ship has gone out of control.
Wow.
Big tittied anime bitch.
Captain. Canterville finally steps forward. Enough! Helmsman, center the rudder. Reduce speed. Rudder center. Reduce... But it's too late. Canterville did not intervene in time. Shit.
Oh.
The crew can feel the vibration through the floor as the bow meets the bank. That bow, raised 6 meters, slides into the bank with ease, like a hot pencil through pudding. Meanwhile, the rear of the ship is pulled into the opposite bank.
Oh.
The bridge shakes and the crew lurches forward as 300,000 tons of momentum is reduced to 0 in the span of a couple of seconds. We've run aground, cut your engines, Canterville yells out on the radio, because don't forget, these ships are running as a convoy, which means that the ships behind them have just seen what's happened and they all have to slam on the brakes. A couple of ships back, the Asia Ruby 3 suffers an engine malfunction, and it cannot stop as quickly as it intends to, and nearly plows into the back of the Maersk Denver. They manage to stop themselves just in time and prevent running aground as well. Pan back to the Ever Given. Let us look at it from above. It is diagonally wedged across the entire canal. An unplanned bridge connecting 2 continents. A ship collision of such magnitude, there's almost nothing to compare it to. Maybe Hindenburg? 9/11? I'll keep
9/11.
No, hold off on the dramatic sound effects. There's no need to panic just yet. It's like a car tire stuck in the mud. We simply reverse. Full astern.
But you can't reverse.
That means full backwards. Propellers at the back of the ship whiz to little effect, locked in place by the sand. We didn't move. Merely a run-up. Crash astern. That's the most dramatic version of full astern, ramping up to full thrust as quickly as possible. Nothing. No, stop it. No sound effect just yet. We still have one more option. Start up the bow thrusters. They're the jets at the front of the ship that give a little bit of extra oomph. Crash astern, full thrusters.
Fuck.
No effect, sir. Now, we don't have the transcript from here, so we'll just presume that at the time, Canterville said something very quirky and millennial, like, so that just happened. But what we do know is that he and the pilots then jumped on the radio and got in contact with the port authority. We've got something to tell you, and you gotta promise not to get mad. Shut up. Listen, we're gonna need a tugboat. We are run aground. The helmsman takes a turn at being millennial. There are other ships right behind me, aren't there? Uh-huh. And there were, as the queue of container ships piling up behind them got longer and longer. Make that 2 tugboats. So what happened here exactly? And who is in big trouble? Explainer time! There are 3 main causes to why the ship crashed. Let's start with the wind. The captain could have very easily said, guys, the wind is far too severe. Let's postpone. But he didn't. However, the blame's not all on Canterville. The 2 pilots could have also said, let's just follow protocol. by radioing in to HQ and saying, "Yes, get us 2 tugboats, please." With one on each side at the front, they would have had far more stability and control. And they wouldn't need to erratically fight about with the wind to stay in the middle of the lane. Second cause, the speed of the ship. Now, it was the Red pilot who told the helmsman, "Accelerate the ship to 22 kilometers per hour." But when he did that, they were already driving at the speed limit for their weight class, 14 kilometers per hour.
And he was
telling
just
the helmsman
"Keep
to go
going."
beyond that meant that they are technically breaking the rules.
So it's his fault.
And while I agree that some rules are made to be broken, going this fast in a very large ship in a comparatively small canal causes a whole bunch of problems to do with fluid dynamics. Big problems.
I deal with those
Huge.
problems.
5 fun physics phenomena.
No, I don't know the physics, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will say is this. Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer. The ship becomes all slidey. I'm just going to turn a little bit to the left, but instead you go a lot to the left. I'll just turn right a little bit, but instead you turn to the right a lot. Remember how the cheerful navigator was like, "Come on, guys, we have to get back to the center of the lane." Well, they can't, because every time they try to direct back to the center, the speed and the oversteer means they overshoot it.
Yeah.
One more effect of going very fast.
I will sneeze. Wait
I
for
do
it.
that too.
Take a look at this animation side on. Water pressure effects cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual, which means when they collide with the bank, combined with the high velocity, they really wedge themselves in. But we can't just blame everything on the physicists, because there's a third main cause. Poor communication.
That was all of them.
English is the official language of pretty much every port. However, the pilots start arguing with each other in Arabic, which is not just unprofessional, but excludes all of the rest of the crew from what's being discussed. And all of these competing voices make for chaos on the bridge. But the blame is not all on the co-pilots either. The captain is always in charge. He has the ultimate authority. Decisions start and end with him. So the captain should have intervened and said something like, "Shut up, everybody."
Hey, shut the fuck up.
But he doesn't. He stands there quite passively throughout. By the time he does step in, it's too late.
Sucks, man.
Now that
sucks.
everything's been laid out, who would you say is at fault for the crash of the Ever Given?
I feel like
The
they're all a
helmsman?
little bit.
Oh, the
Blue
captain
pilot?
for sure, 100%.
The Red pilot? Canthaville? I'll tell you. Society, that's who. You and me. And I think you should apologize.
I don't know.
All right.
Stuck.
Day 1.
Alrighty.
How many
So we had
days?
something 3.5 times the size of the Titanic, choking the world's largest freighting canal like a greedy seagull throating a glue stick. Good start. And they didn't get very far through the canal itself. About 5% of the progress bar.
Oh my god.
But if we scroll up for a second, we can see what landmarks they missed out on. The Great Bitter Lake. Named so because the water there is very salty instead of fresh. Then up a 2-lane bit and over to Timsah Lake. Named so because Timsah is the Arabic word for crocodile, because there used to be crocodiles in there. Otherwise, it's pretty much zip right through to the Mediterranean. That would have been very nice for them. Now we go back a bit to Timsah Lake, and here you'll find the city of Ismailia. And at its port, see this building? This is the Suez Canal Authority. Inside, Captain El Said, head of navigational control, is just settling in for the day. As he sits down to his desk, Captain,
Dude.
you're gonna want to see this. The video feed pulls up. What? Line 1. We're stuck. We'd like to request a tugboat. Stuck? Stuck where? You know that single lane area pretty close to the entrance? There. Now, had this happened in one of the 2-lane sections, they could have kept the traffic flowing.
Yeah.
But alas. What? So you're blocking all the traffic? Mr. El Sayed, we already promised we wouldn't get mad. Fine.
I gotta see how bad it is in
already
person.
promised.
El Sayed snatches his keys off his desk and he races down to his car, rushing to the scene.
He gets out and casts his eyes upon the ship.
My God. Towering over him is a structure the width and breadth of the world's largest Walmart, except it is also 15 stories tall.
The bow, raised 6 meters higher than normal, is jammed into one side, like an unwitting finger in a Chinese finger trap that somebody filled with Gorilla Glue in its prom tomorrow. And the ass of the ship, firmly squatting aground on the other side. And the middle of the ship, making bended metal groans as it's barely suspended by only a few meters of water.
El Sayed lets the sand run through his fingers. At this point, another important person arrives on the scene. Admiral Rabi. He is the Suez Canal Authority chairman, the big boss of the whole canal. Here's the rough structure of the organization. He's all the way up here, right?
Okay.
Oh no.
So high up that he reports directly to the Pharaoh of Egypt himself.
Yep, that's one blocked canal.
I gotcha.
No, Mr. President, he didn't say blocked. Shut up. He said that canal rocked. He's giving it a 5-star review.
Come on, follow me to the bridge.
Now, Al Sayed and Rabi board the ship, and it's a hell of a scene. The crew is racing around.
Oh God, they're gonna check the nav data. They're gonna see the dick pic. Oh God. Canterville's standing back taking a panicked phone call with the operating company. Okay, so 2 pilots walk into a ship, and the first one says,
And the 2 pilots from before are still bickering. All right, you 2 are dismissed. Canterville.
oh God, this is the end of my career. This is gonna cost $1 billion.
Al Sayed puts his hand on Canterville's shoulder. Do not worry, my friend. We shall solve this.
Come on, Captain, what's the status? Well, the ship isn't floating. Yeah. No, what I mean is the situation is worse than you think. It's the way we're pitched up on the shore. The weight distribution is all wrong. We're like a raised bridge, but we don't have any of the support underneath. The middle of the ship could bend under its own weight and tear.
So it could sink?
Yeah.
That would shut down the whole canal for months.
Are we taking on water? No, I've had the engineers check the hull. We can't see water making ingress anywhere. Yet. The best way to get free and the best way to prevent the ship from potentially sinking is to lighten the load. We need to get rid of at least, like 20,000 tons. How quickly do you think your crew can offload containers? No. Look how high those boxes are stacked. To offload these containers is going to require specialist equipment. The kind you'd only find at a dedicated port. We're not going to be able to offload these containers out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, it's the easiest, most brute force solution you can think of. The ballast tanks. Go on. We've got nearly 10,000 tons of ballast water on board. We can dump that right now and relieve some pressure.
Excellent idea. I'll get started.
No, you can't do that. Well, why not? Allow me to explain.
You see, when a ship fills its ballast tanks, it's filling with more than just water.
It's a big, dilute, salty soup of algae, plant material, and even sometimes small fish. Pick that up in Malaysia, and then just dump that at the next port.
You're introducing these stowaway pest species into the environment. Wow. Some examples of these invasive species include the Northern Pacific Sea Star.
Yo, this is Patrick.
The European green crab. That son of a bitch. And cholera.
So you have to treat the water before you discharge it, usually through heat or chemicals. And the key there is that it also requires time and access to one of these treatment machines. And we're not at a port. It's going to take much longer than usual.
Oh my god.
But let me get onto the line with the guys at Ismailia. We probably have a portable water treatment machine somewhere.
Al Sayed turns and looks out the window. Coming down the canal are 2 tugboats, the ones that they ordered earlier. Look, we might not even be that deeply wedged in. These 2 tugboats might be all we need.
What?
Yes, tugboats.
This is the Mosaid 2 and the Mosaid 3.
These two little guys are able to pull around this massive cargo ship, comparable in size to the Ever Given. On go the ties. Line secure, all fast. Engine ready. Ready to pull. Canterville looks nervously at El Said. Commence pull. Slow ahead. The polyethylene ropes whine as they're pulled taut from the water. The tugboats lightly draw against the ship, testing for resistance. All right, a little more. 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 Full power. Nothing. Not an inch of difference. All right, stop engines. Be on standby.
Fuck.
This isn't going to work. With just 2 tugboats, we do not have the pull for a ship this
47.
massive, this deeply grounded. It's also low tide. That's not helping.
Yeah.
Wind's high tide. Early afternoon, in a couple of hours. All right, that buys us some time. How soon do you think you can get a dredger out here? Let me find out for you. Please hold. The dredgers can remove the sand below the waterline that's all built up around the ship. Hi again. They say it'll take a day, maybe 2. All right, tell them to hurry. A day or 2? I'd better update my boss. Let him know it's not gonna be a quick fix. I should call my wife as well. All right, don't go too far. I need you for something in a minute. Hey, what about excavators? Oh yeah, how many we got? Right now? No, for my birthday. Yeah, now. 1. One guy. There's only 1 excavator on standby for the whole canal.
Oh,
well, it's just post-COVID. Everyone's been excavating from home. Patch me through. There really was just 1 guy, by the way. It's local contractor Abdullah. So he picks up the phone. Mushy mushy. There's been a big accident at the canal, Abdullah. There's sand and dirt everywhere. I need your help. Just send me the deets, Chum. Abdullah jumps in his truck and heads to the scene. And when he pulls up, Gott in Himmel, he sees the massive Ever Given wedged into the canal. Abdullah locks himself into his excavator and gets to work on the most important task he's ever done digged.
wow.
Jeez.
Back on the bridge. Yeah, I'm not
about
sure.
job
Hopefully home
security.
soon. Okay. Yep, no,
Whoa.
I love you too. Okay, bye. Whew, the boss was not happy. Hey, before you said you needed me for something. I did. Who's this? Breathe into this tube. Also, you have to do a drug test. After the crash, they tested Canterville for drugs and alcohol. Both came up negative. There's also a procedure to make sure that captains aren't fatigued. They look at the rest schedule and they find, no, Canterville took that nap. Remember? He's had plenty of rest time. So he passed the fatigue assessment. And while Canterville was at the nurse's office, high tide came and
What
went.
about everybody else?
Tugs were tried again.
It's his whole
And
deal,
again.
you know?
Tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It didn't work. All day trying, all evening, and into the early morning. But that stubborn ship was going nowhere.
Fuck. This is so stressful,
Yeah, it's
dude.
really stressful.
Of course, the moon. Day 2. There's quite a queue of ships by this point, and they're all honking their horns impatiently. Hey, move your ass! I got Frozens in the back. Go around! Go around! No one knows quite what's happening because the Suez Canal Authority has not made a formal statement. But their hand is about to be forced when an impatient sailor behind the Ever Given takes a photograph and publishes it online. And this starts a bit of a buzz on social media. It was at this very moment that the helmsman's most feared fear was most realized. Someone pulled up the navigational data.
Within 24 hours, it was all over the
he really
news.
did make a dig.
Yeah.
So over at the Suez offices, Mr. Rebbe, you have 300 voicemails. Telemarketers? Important clients and journalists. They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, aren't they? They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, yes.
Oh, sorry, Gigi.
And the Suez Canal Authority could keep it a secret no longer. They held a press conference. Okay. This is crazy. Let's say, hypothetically, they didn't give many details, but it was a very inspirational press conference. The news begins reporting on the story.
It's blocked. Cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal. It's a huge container ship.
There's just the most incredible drama playing out in the Suez Canal.
A massive container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the world's most important shipping lanes.
And breaking news from the Nana Star News Channel.
The Nana.
I'm Nana. Mega ship's big ass is stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right. Point is, this story exploded everywhere. There was a lot of sympathy to go around.
I appeal to have blocked
Count
global
Dankula.
trade. And the internet, upon seeing it, went, these guys need some help. We would love to volunteer.
That's not a picture of a naked woman. I need to help them.
They knew best about what to do to get this ship unstuck. All right, it's time for the I reckon you could pretty much just do this and it'd work section. By far the most popular solution was simply blow it up. No ship,
That's
no
where the flames come from.
Okay.
But why wouldn't this work? Well, first you're blowing up $1 billion worth of cargo.
Yeah.
And this thing is about 3 times the size of Mount Rushmore. So there's quite a lot of debris to sweep up, actually. And you still haven't solved the problem of moving the thing out of the fucking canal. Next idea. What if we attach 1,000 helicopters and simply fly the thing out? You could even take it all the way to its destination in the Netherlands.
Wrong.
Well, the problem is this thing weighs about 300,000 tons. So even if you had a really powerful helicopter, you're going to need like 25,000 of them. And you can't put them all together in one area or they'll all crash. It ain't gonna work.
En route to help. Hey, maybe pull up a bit.
Next. Alright, more seriously, why don't we take a whole bunch of old jet engines, weld them to the sides of the ship, turn them all on at once, and whee, the day is saved.
That's it.
However,
that was the decision.
There is a risk of an explosion. And then you'd have a hole in the ship.
Yeah.
And then the ship sinks.
Yeah.
And then you're really never moving it. Hear me out. Liquid nitrogen. A lot of liquid nitrogen right under the boat. The water freezes, expands, the ship lifts up. Bob's your uncle. You love it. Except now, the ship is just stuck in ice. And then it melts, and then you're back to the exact same position.
Yeah.
Also, you need like $1 billion worth of nitrogen. There's no way to get that much material, let alone handle the scale of that material. Also, everyone's going to freeze to death on board, and the ballast will expand in the tanks, and that'll destroy the ship. It's not going to work. All right. Last idea. Best idea. What if we just actively made things worse? Such as this petition to add a second boat to the canal. Jokes aside, one humble comment did stand out from the crowd.
Get a few people on this side, a few people on that side, push it, and I really think it would go.
Well, maybe. Because that's exactly what the recovery team intended
they
to
kind of
do.
did that with the tugboats.
Ahoy!
But not really.
Ah, good to see you back from the nurse. I told them I didn't do any drugs, but they wouldn't take my word for it. I would have believed you. Hey, just give me the walkie-talkie. All right, full ahead with the excavators. 3 more excavators join Abdullah.
Uh-oh,
and they
4
are
now.
busily digging out the front and rear of the ship. It's still going too slow. What else we got? More rescue stuff. So here comes Rabbi pulling up to the scene. Good news, fellas. And he's standing atop a very powerful bit of kit. A big, beautiful dredger. To be specific, a cutter suction dredge. Essentially, you've got a big rotating cutting tool that loosens up all the soil, while a big suction pipe sends it yonder.
Oh.
All right, do the dredgy. Full speed. What else we got? We got more tugboats incoming. More and more tugboats join the fray. A total of 8 arranged around the ship like this. Notably, the Baraka 1 and the Izzat Adel. These are 2 of the most powerful tugboats in the Middle East, and that includes the non-deserty parts. Full ahead with those. They keep trying. A cacophony of engines playing the highest stakes game of tug-of-war ever attempted. Tens of millions of dollars being lost every hour until it was won. And their opponent? Unbothered, moisturized, taking up the whole lane. Unbudgeable. All right, we're calling it for now. Oh, Al Sayed, we've thrown everything we can at the ship, and it won't concede an inch. It's hopeless, hopeless. The cynicism of youth. I've worked for many years on the Suez. There's magic in the water, Canterville. Magic. We will succeed. Your words are empty, El Sayed. Optimism has blinded you, El Sayed. We cannot defeat the canal. It is simply too powerful. If I were the guys at Case and Kaisha, I'd just forget about the Ever Given and buy a new ship. Well, we can't afford a new ship. The owners of the Ever Given, Shoei Kais and Kaisha Limited, are getting very worried. I need that ship back, and I can't just leave it to the Suez Canal Authority to do it. There's only one team daring and foolhardy enough to take on a job like this. Kaisen calls up an elite salvaging company from the Netherlands. Smit Salvage. We need your help. I got your number from you know who. Smit is the industry's best. They have response centers all over the globe. Oh, wow. 24/7, ready to respond to marine emergencies. And funnily enough, they're the same team that helped with the rescue of the Costa Concordia back in 2012. Suit up, boys. They put the ocean in Ocean's 11, the tide in Tide Pod. And sometimes they pee in the water. Why not? The fish do it. We're en route to the canal. ETA in the next 24 hours. Next time on Boat in Canal. The prophecy. It's coming true.
The prophecy.
Kiss me, you fool. I'm beginning to think you don't want to get the boat free. Well, is it the Yanny wire or the Laurel wire?
What? You don't know Yanny and Laurel?
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up.
There's like a sound.
There's only one way this was ever gonna go.
Laurel.
What? Well, thank you, Internet Historian, for this intermission time. Because we have a visit from a certain sheriff.
Sheriff?
He's a lawman.
Sheriff.
Shorty! It's Sheriff
Shorty. Shorty, want to sing for everybody? Everybody always says, where's Shorty at? Where's Shorty? I don't see Shorty anymore. I miss Shorty.
Everybody misses you, Shorty.
Everybody misses Shorty.
What do you think about that?
Everybody misses Shorty.
He said he took his hat off for you.
Let's see.
Shorty.
He just shook a little.
What you got to say? You got anything to say to these people?
Hold him up there.
Huh?
Say, I gotta get him on microphone. Get down.
Do you got anything to say for yourself?
Say, oh, oh, oh,
oh. Sing!
Shorty's a little Western
Sing!
boy.
Sing!
We can take this off. You want to?
Now can you sing?
Can you sing?
Sing!
Tell him. Oh, goodness.
He
Good
has
job.
the voice of an angel.
Say, I have many grievances to share with everybody. Like, I don't get enough B-I-T-E, B-I-T-E-S.
Oh, gosh.
Damn.
Okay.
I know what Shorty would do if he was on this boat.
He'd be like, I can eat all the food
That's
that you've got in
exactly
these
what I was gonna
containers.
say.
and
I know
it'll make it
how
lighter.
to make things lighter around here.
Yeah. Leave it up to me.
All right.
And if they struck a match behind him, he'd just push the boat out with the
real.
sheer force of the explosion
It's
from
so
his
bad.
farts and the flames.
It's so, like literally, I have an air purifier right under where he sleeps just to try to clear out so we don't choke to death.
So I think he's going to be joining us for the rest of this. So cool to have an intermission, but it's time to get back into the reaction.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready? Cool. Shorty, are you ready? Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this.
It's now day 3. There's more digging, more tugging, but the ship is still exactly where they left it. And the slow pace of progress is starting to cause problems for international trade. Each delayed ship represents thousands of tons of undelivered stock for store shelves. And that queue is getting longer and longer. On board, an estimated $9.6 billion worth of goods is sitting idle.
That's
milk!
insane.
It will spoil! And the big question is, how long until this thing is fixed? To answer this burning question, the Suez Canal Authority holds another press conference and declares, guys, another day, maybe 2, might even be this afternoon. But the media and industry experts disagree.
The truth of the matter is that they're not making much ground. I mean, is this proving to be more difficult than originally expected?
Could be closed for weeks.
It could take weeks.
Could be stuck for weeks.
Weeks. That's how long it could take to free the container ship currently blocking the Suez Canal.
So that means all of these ship operators here, waiting in the queue, have a very difficult choice to make. So basically, I've just got 2 options. One, I can wait around hoping the ship gets unstuck, which nobody knows how long that's going to be. Or option 2, we go all the way around Africa.
Yes.
And I really don't want to do that, and it's not just a geographic thing. Freighters don't want to go around Africa because it will cost them far more in terms of fuel. It adds 10 extra days to the route. And most importantly, pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates, assassins, and gay pirate assassins.
Now, there be 2 main pirate hangouts. The Somali pirates, everyone knows about them.
But the more prolific group is actually in the Gulf of Guinea.
Named so because it holds the Guinness World Record for most pirates.
In fact, in 2020,
96% of all maritime kidnappings happened in the Gulf of Guinea. That doesn't sound very good to me, Mr.
I didn't
Kaisha.
think about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want you to know that you've made an enemy. And when
Drinking all the milk.
Is your boat running? Because you better fucking move it. You can't park there. All right, hear me out. I'm thinking a bunch of helicopters, right? And There are a lot of people now who are angry with the owners of the Ever Given.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I can do. Bing, 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 bong. Breaking news. Pause for a second.
Shoei Kaisen Kaisha is big sorry.
The owners of the Ever Given feel such enormous pressure that they go live on television to make a public apology.
We are determined to keep on working hard to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Please do not be mad. In a few years, we'll all have a big laugh about it.
Yours sincerely, Mr. Kaisha.
XO.
Oh, God.
XO.
That's the boss of my boss's boss. I'm in so much trouble.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Can't do anything about it. All we can do is keep trying to free the ship. So they keep going. And going. Into the night.
Gosh, that would be so stressful, dude.
And on that night, Canterville and El Said had a heart-to-heart. The mood was very somber. Still feeling optimistic, El Said? Of course. Well, it's day 3. How much progress have you seen so far?
They're gonna blow us up, aren't they?
They're gonna blow
It's
us.
possible. They're gonna freeze us, aren't they?
Oh.
That seems less likely.
Yeah.
They might just attach a whole bunch of jet engines and we're gonna get fucked. fucked up. That one got debunked. Sorry, I don't mean to take it out on you. It's just, all these guys, they rely on me. The navigator, the helmsman, Gene, and the other ones we never animated. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get on a lifeboat right now and never look back. I could go live on an island somewhere, far, far away from here. Run away? Look at this. Timu neck massager for Sally. I bet she's checking her mailbox every morning. Volk, $6 fingerless gloves for Mr. Poe Box. You want to disappoint him? No. Little Jimmy won't be getting his 20-pack of kitchen tongs this Christmas. And you think that doesn't kill me inside? But we've exhausted every option. There's nothing on Earth that could free this ship. Well, that's where you're right. Look up there, Lil Canthy. El Said points up into the night sky. Los Lunos. Yes, the moon. The son of the night. To the ancient Egyptians, it was a sign of hope. And in a few more nights' time, a prophecy will be fulfilled. The supermoon. I have to show you a kind of boring diagram. I'm so sorry. You see, the moon doesn't just orbit the Earth in a perfectly equidistant circle. It is, in fact, an ellipse. That means there is a point when the moon is the furthest from the Earth, and we call that the apogee. And there's also a point where it's closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual? Different distances, isn't it? Point is, the moon gravities all over the water. And the closer it is, the more it's going to pull. Now, there's another effect as well. If you believe the mainstream media, the Earth is going around the sun like this. And once in a while, it will also align with the sun being on the exact opposite side. Bam! At this point, when everything lines up like so, both the sun and the moon are at max strength pulling on the sea. And they call that the supermoon. And the tidal effects of both combine for an even greater pull. High tide can be even higher than usual, sometimes by up to 1.5 feet. Now, these sorts of moons only happen 3 or 4 times a year. But in 4 days, Big K, we're going to get one. Previously on Boat in Canal. Don't let go! Ha ha ha, my plans have all fallen into place. I thought I knew what being a captain meant. What do you mean, cut the black and blue wire? There's only white and gold!
Yeah, me and you.
We've got one chance left. The moon. This is just like that Costa Concordia video he did, but way less funny.
That's so funny.
Over at the Ever Given, things are status quo. But online, there's a bit of a new development. A screenshot of a news article appears. Cargo ship crashes into Suez Canal. Captain involved in incident. But there's a twist. Uh-oh. Is that a woman? A woman? Egypt's first female sea captain, Marwa El-Sahar, was being named in this headline as responsible for crashing the Ever Given. And the screenshot of this news headline spread all across social media. For Marwa to have screwed up this badly is impressive. Especially considering she's never worked on the Ever Given and is currently hundreds of miles away in Alexandria.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
But someone online went, first female captain? Grody? Suez blockage?
Has to be.
She must have did it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Marwa found out about the accusations through a friend and quickly hopped online. I gotta clear my name. Guys, it isn't me! But the online bad guys must have hacked her account, because everything she wrote just came out in squiggles. So Marwa tried to hack back. This code, it's nothing I've ever seen before. They're countering my hack. I'm gonna reroute the hosting. Not if I can help it. They ran through the firewall. Use IP4. It's better. Now, while we can all agree that a lady captain is very gross and icky, and while we all agree that she should be doing a lady job, like adding rosemary oil to the ballast water, or knitting hand warmers for the steering wheel, it was not fair that she was being falsely accused. And the situation was escalating as the online bad guys started making fake accounts pretending to be her. What was Marwa, etc. to do against such a coordinated campaign? Well, luckily, a surprise hero to the story.
Zip.
The mainstream media showed up and did a thing.
Don't worry.
Bringing her onto the telly and clearing everything up. Marwa even found some positive in the situation.
I was really upset at the beginning, but later on I found like the support from all people around me, and that made me feel like more grateful for what happened.
A lot of the social media posts got taken down. And in the end, it all turned out okay.
For her.
At least, for her.
Oh.
Back to the Evergiven. The Evergiven has been grounded for 4 long Egyptian days.
Oh no, it's sad.
So tug, tug, tug. Dig, dig, dig. Pull, pull, pull. Fuel is getting low. Everyone is overdue for a break. All right, guys. Grab a Red Bull and a little snacky. We'll pick up again soon. But as the engines wind down, the crew can hear something approaching. Who the hell is that? It's Smit Salvage. The Smit team boldly actions onto the scene, looking at the ship very inspectively. They report their findings to the rescue team. All right, I ain't no boat expert, but if you want a chance of moving this ship, you're going to need to make it a lot lighter, by tens of thousands of tons at least. Is it going to bend and tear? And sink? No, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. But it also doesn't look like it's going anywhere with all of this weight on the back. Okay, we trust you. What's your plan to make the ship lighter? I know a guy. He's got a crane. I'll get it down here. We'll offload all the containers. It'll be brilliant. You're gonna love it. The container thing again? Yeah, how long is that gonna take? Well, to get them down here and to get all the equipment assembled, we're gonna need at least a few weeks. Weeks? Yeah, and to get all the containers off the ship, that might take several months.
Months? No, Mr. President, he didn't say months. He said, monks. Those Shaolin guys, they're very strong. Everything's going according to plan.
A furious rabbi marches in.
Do you have any idea how much these last few days have cost Egypt already? We've had to sell parts of the Sphinx. Look, the nose is gone. It's looking all messed up. We turned the whole country into an e-commerce site. It used to just be called Egypt.
Not the nose.
Now it's online. Egypt. Remember Tutankhamun? Now it's Tutankhamun. Get it? It's a pun. Get it?
Let's move on, says the Smit guy standing in for the audience. Look, this is by far the best option. Yeah, it's slow and laborious, but it's a guaranteed fix. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing now. You're on what, day 4? How's progress so far? Al-Said wouldn't hear it.
We will continue with the dredging and the tugging. The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us. You are foolish, Al-Said. The legend of the supermoon is just a legend.
All right, we're on the same team here. If you insist on keeping the cargo aboard and just tugging, we've got resources to help.
Smit calls in 2 additional tugboats.
And not just big ones. Pretty much the biggest ones you can get. So Smit and the recovery team have figured out a sort of Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is to pull the Evergiven free by the supermoon, which is only 2 days away. Now, if that doesn't work, they'll have to go to Plan B, which is to offload by crane most of these containers, and that will take months. Watching on impatiently, tapping their feet and looking at their watches very aggressively, is now a queue of 400 vessels waiting to use the canal. Fresh fruit, thousands of tons, losing its freshness.
Oh, no.
Medicine, losing its potency.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. You take the red.
There is no pill.
Not to mention livestock.
More than a dozen ships have live animals on board.
Oh,
Mostly sheep and cattle, lightly sizzling under an Egyptian sun. The Egyptian government has had to dispatch vets to board these ships to tend to the animals' welfare. A few days ago, when I was a younger man, freight from Asia only cost $8,000 a container. Now it's $12,000. And the impact is being felt by a lot of larger companies. Renault, for example, ran out of some critical components and had to halt assembly at a couple of its plants. Adidas, Nike, IKEA all saw shortages.
Some of our clients are out of their top-selling SKUs already.
And as tankers queue, oil prices are rising.
Let my people go! Through the little waterway, please. And meanwhile, all across the day, the tugs are trying again and again. Move a little more sand, wait for the next high tide, try again. And as this marches on with the same futility as day one, banking on the supermoon looks like a costlier and costlier gamble. All right, enough of this. Said about 100 ships opting instead to go the long route around Africa, accepting the longer traffic time and piratey risk.
It's crabs.
The supermoon. It's tonight. There's a renewed energy as people scuttle around the area, doing everything they can to prep the ship for the big event. The excavator crew, over the course of the week, has expanded to a team of 11, working double, sometimes triple shifts with only 3 hours a day for sleep. Together with the two dredgers, they have moved 30,000 cubic meters of sand and soil. For comparison, this is 1 cubic meter, and this is 30,000 cubic meters. And here is what it looks like next to the Ever Given. That's a lot of sand. Subway sandwich for scale. And it's borne some results. Overnight, they managed to free the rudder from the left bank. And that's a big deal, because this rudder was acting as a bit of an anchor in the sand. Now free, the stern bobs around with the motion of the water. Great stuff. Meanwhile, the crew is doing everything it can to lighten the weight of the ship. That includes making a second plea for the ballast water to be ejected. Oh please, the Smith guy's already tinkled in there. We just can't do it. It would destroy the ecosystem of Egypt. Please, 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 please. All right. Biodiversity. Let 1,000 algae bloom. Nice work. That'll make the ship 9,000 tons lighter, Kenley. The water's so bright I can barely see it coming out of the ship. Here, take these. No. I don't deserve them. Sunglasses are for people who redeem themselves.
Oh my God.
That's not me. Hold on to them, just in case. Into the evening, the pace keeps up. We see Abdullah excavating away. But really, he's thinking about the moon. Rabbi, he's busy taking video calls. But he finds himself distracted with thoughts of the moon. Even Mr. Kaisha. Is there anything in this world that doesn't remind me of her?
More breaking news from the Suez Canal problem. Ever Giver is stuck in the Suez Canal still. It's been almost a week. A tugboat should be able to move
Do you think she
Ever
smokes?
Giver's big ass. This is Nana Star, Nana Star's news channel.
All right.
Should be able to move.
The full moon shone brightly that night, kissing the nape of the canal's neck with its gravity lips.
full tongue. The canal liked it.
It's the only way.
And spoiling the romance of the moment is a big fleet of tugboats, watching on voyeuristically. They are 17 in total, with just a bit over 1,600 tons of bollard pull. And here's how they're arranged around the Ever Given. Of the 4 most powerful tugs, 2 go at the front and 2 go at the back. They'll be pulling. Another 6 tugs are put on the flanks. 2 over here, 4 over here.
Push?
They'll be pushing.
You can push?
The remaining
Okay.
tugs are fueled and ready on the sidelines, waiting for their chance to sub in. Positioned like this, when the word is given, all these ships are going to try and turn the Ever Given anti-clockwise.
Then they're still going to have to go all the way
Looks
through.
great, guys!
What if they hit the other side?
I think that this is gonna...
I believe in the supermoon.
This had better work. The guy with the ruler down by the shoreline yells out, "The tide has hit its peak!" Al Sayed commands over the radio. Start main engines. Tension on. Full ahead. The tugs start moving. They carve through the water with ease. The immense power from the tugs meet the resistance of the Ever Given. It was at this point that the narrator said something really poetic. Stuff about the night. About how the ships were like dancers on the water. For juxtaposition, we cut away to that crab again. Which everybody hated. It's like a metaphor if you think about it. The tugs are sliding to the left. They're sliding to the right. It's not working! Diesel fumes fill the air as the tugs keep increasing their power. The water violently foams behind the tugs. Everyone is staring at the back of that ship. Come on. Move.
This goes on for minutes. More minutes. Even more minutes. An hour.
Oh my
2.
God.
4 hours. By 4:30 a.m., the moon's power is starting to wane and there is very little progress. Don't give up. The tide only goes down so that we can rise once again.
Your moon gambit has cost Egypt dearly, Al Sayed. Guards, prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles, like in the... What the hell is that? Under the water, all of this tugging has loosened the sand, the soil, the rock.
No way.
Could it be? The sound of metal tensing and flexing. The ship is beginning to move. It is coming free from the bank. The supermoon gives one last howl. It worked. They pulled the ship from the bank. At the back, at least. Now, the bow is still wedged in there pretty good, but this is progress.
Yeah.
We're halfway to freedom. Keep going. So they did, all morning.
With your ass.
Yeah.
7:30 a.m. The sun is rising. The tugs have been pulling all night. But the most difficult task, freeing the bow of the ship,
They need the
remains
escalators.
beyond them. Well, I guess even the moon has its limits. I don't want to hear it, Al Sayed. It wasn't enough.
It
That
was
bow is still stuck.
more than what you did.
No, Mr. President. They're not saying that the bow is still stuck. They're saying, take a bow. And then something else that rhymes with stuck. I gotta go. They were loading up the missiles for Plan B, as the guys on social media suggested.
Yeah.
I lied about the crane thing. This was always the plan, says the Smith guys. You know what, Canterville? I agree. They should just blow us up. What? My career is over now, too. You're the guy who blocked the canal, and I'm the guy who couldn't get it cleared. We've brought instability to the Middle East. But enough, Canterville. I raised your hopes with moon-based promises. But look at the tide. It's low. Low tide. And yet, I am lower still.
Oh my God.
Canterville looks pensively out the window. And it was at that moment that he had his character arc. He realized that he was the captain, and the captain is always in charge. Shut up, El Said. We shall continue, regardless of the tide. Is that not the Egyptian way? Don't you remember the story, El Said? That every young Egyptian kid is told about the human pyramid? No. Where there's one guy at the bottom who gives up and we all fall down? Heck, it ain't a triangle if you don't try.
Oh,
we
wow.
need to be strong, together, like a pyramid. It's what Giza would have wanted. You're right, damn it. Thank you, Canterville. That's the most inspirational speech I've ever heard in my life. I'll never lose my faith again. And even though you're kind of the worst captain I've ever seen, you're still the best friend.
Now kiss.
Nikki.
What? Victory.
So they pressed on all morning,
I expected him like
enthusiastically and vigorously tugging away, beating off the fatigue, but to no progress. Okay, everyone, take a break. Copy. We'll have lunch and pick up again in a couple of hours. Then suddenly, one of the Smith guys comes busting into the room. I've got an idea. Everybody turns and looks at the Smith guy. All right, well, sorry about the boring diagram, but take a look at this. Remember how we emptied the ballast tanks before? Yeah, of course. Well, now that the ship is half floating, what if we refilled the ones at the back? On this part of the diagram, where the ship is almost floating. That way it will sink lower here and allow the bow to sit up even higher on the bank. Canterville gives El Said a knowing nod. I got this. I know a guy who owes me a favor. Please. A few hours later, the ballast tanks were filled. And it worked. The bow lifted ever so slightly. It's working! And it gets better. It's now 2 p.m., and that means high tide. Guys, I've got another technical issue. All right, what is it? It's easier if I show you with a drone. Hold on, let me try again. All right, you can see the ship is lodged at the front.
Sandwich.
The guys are pulling, but it ain't budging. However, a lot of force is building up here. And what if it were to break free? The sudden release could propel the ship straight across the water with a hell of a lot of momentum. It could span the entire canal and land on the opposite bank, only to run aground again. Mm-hmm. Worse still, it could pin these small tugs in its wake.
Mm-hmm. That was unnecessary.
Dangerous. To solve this problem, they did a bit of a safety briefing, and they got some rope. 4 ropes, actually, tying the bow of the ship to somewhere on the land. The lines look great, guys. With the contingency in place, the tugs start up again. And about an hour later, at 3:05 p.m., movement. The bow began to shift. Okay, that's definitely moving. This is it. It's working. The ship made a big noise as it accelerated from the bank. And at first, excitement and relief.
Oh, no.
The bow was coming
What do you mean,
free.
at first?
But uh-oh. Remember that concern about the overswing? Well, it's happening. Okay, the only source we found for this part of the story was Bloomberg, but they said that it happened and we wanted to build it. So this recreation is how we imagine it went. The 4 support ropes take strain. Then, snap. One of them breaks. Do you think it's going to hold? I think it's going to hold. Move those tugs out of the way. Snap. Another rope breaks. Captain El Said. It's going to hold. Get your tug out of the way, but it's going to hold. Snap. A 3rd rope breaks. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! A single strand is the only thing holding this ship from swinging all the way to the other bank and being stuck forever. Without even realizing,
Canterville grabs Al Saeed's hand and squeezes it tight.
It's gonna hold. You're a madman, Canterville. Mad passionate about this canal, and I ain't afraid of nothing. He said very cold-backedly.
The engines shut off. All that could be heard is the squeak of tightening rope and the scream of torsioning metal.
Sacre bleu, said Abdullah.
But it is slowing down. It comes to a halt. The final rope held.
They really did it. And the Ever Given rested easy in the middle of the canal.
Al Saeed turns to Canterville.
Power up the engines. Let's get your ship moving again.
I'm on it, says Canterville. All of the tugboats start honking their horns in celebration. Cheers can be heard from the main treasure, the Mashour. In fact, they filmed this celebratory video.
You heard them right, Mr. President. We did it. We did it. It's free. I told you. All in a day's work.
The president takes his finger off the nuke button. Pack it up, boys.
Day 7. But now they have to do the whole thing.
I can't believe
just
it.
the beginning.
All that digging really must have made a difference.
Oh.
Good. Everybody hated that.
No, I liked it.
We did it, Gene. We did it. Gene? Where are you? Captain, who are you talking to? Gene! Captain, there's no Gene on board. Wait a minute.
Is his...
No, it's impossible. Gene, wait! Thank you. I'll always remember you, Canterville.
And so the canal was clear once again, and chop chop! You still got work to do. By 8 p.m., the workday had not finished for the Suez Canal Authority. There's still a backlog of 400 ships waiting to go through the canal. So Rabbi stands in front of microphones and says, "The canal will be operating around the clock until the queue is cleared." And within a few days, it returned to normal. It was a big accomplishment.
They made it all the way
Many
through?
industry experts thought it would take several months to free the Ever Given. But the crisis was resolved within a mere week.
Prepare the sarcophagus for the doubters. Even Egypt's president came out and said, "Good job, everybody." You know what? Pizza lunch. And the Suez Canal Authority held a ceremony in honor of the workers who helped to free the ship. And they also made this monument, which you can see on Google Maps.
Free.
But the story doesn't end here. A quick note on the helmsman's penis.
I was curious about this,
Now
actually.
you, me, and everyone in the press saw that VDR data.
Fragwürdigen Penismanöver genutzt.
But despite how realistic and to scale it was not deliberate. Yes, sheer coincidence. If you watch the VDR data, he really is just dodging the ships, and that's the shape that the path took. So he didn't get in any trouble.
Uh-huh.
Oh, all right. I suppose one more smaller detail. Now that the Ever Given is free, what's going to happen to it? And what's going to happen to the crew? Well, the Ever Given was tugged over to Great Bitter Lake, where they determined that the ship was seaworthy and not in any urgent need of repair. But it's also going to be impounded. Oh no. Hey, there's, police boats outside. Why? What did you do?
This ship and its crew is now subject to the indefinite detention by the authority of the Egyptian government.
Until you pay us, the Ever Given may not leave, says the Suez Canal Authority.
Mad as fuck.
Yes, we will be holding on to the Ever Given. It's our view that there was no wrongdoing on the part of the Suez Canal Authority or its two pilots.
And it was all the crew of the Ever Given, so their ship will be held until the parent company agrees to rightfully pay us for all of the costs incurred. Ruh-roh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority says, "Dear Ever Given owners, you owe us $900 million. And Shoei Kisen Kaisha says, no way.
My ass.
How many yen is that? No way. So by April 13th, some of the crew is allowed to leave, but a lot of them have to stay. And there's a certain nervousness in the air.
I'd be switching
Large
careers.
legal battles can go on for a while, and there was already a bad example of this just a few dozen kilometers away. The MV Aman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
The MV Aman is a much smaller vessel, and it has been abandoned for years, detained by the Egyptian government in 2017 for expired safety equipment. Now, they were told to replace the equipment and pay a fine. However, there was no one to replace the safety equipment or to pay the fine because the shipping company went broke.
$900 dues.
So they just abandoned the vessel. There was no way for the legal situation to advance. And that meant that there was no way for the ship to be released. Most of the crew had to stay on the ship, and they would keep them there for more than a little while. 13 months before a judge finally decided, all right, look, just leave the keys with one guy. We'll call him the custodian, and everybody else can go home. Now, that custodian was a Syrian man named Muhammad Aisha. Look, he's holding the keys. He's holding the keys. You have to stay on the ship now. Everybody else got to leave, but he had to stay. On top of the 13 months he'd already been there, he spent the next 3 years aboard the ship. Quickly, the ship ran out of fuel, which meant it ran out of power, which meant it ran out of running water. No refrigeration either. Food ran out. Every few days, Mr. Aisha would be allowed to swim onto the shore to get food, water, charge his phone, but he was only permitted for about 2 hours until they would tell him to scoot.
No.
Would this be the same fate for the Ever Given crew?
Not be alive by
They did not know. But we do, so let me tell you. A few more weeks passed, and the negotiations continued. You guys had those 2 bickering pilots. Yeah, but the captain's always in charge. Sorry, who didn't arrange for tugboats while we were going through the canal? Oh, that was you guys. I'm going to put 20,000 containers on one of the largest ships in the world and go double the speed limit, then complain about tugboats. But eventually, they all got together in a big room, and they went, I'm sorry about all those things I said and those emails I sent. I didn't mean it. I was tough on you as well. They embraced. They made amends. They made love.
See, they did more than kiss.
All right, you can keep using the canal, but sometimes we get to go fishing on the boat. That's fair. That's tough, but that's fair. They shook on it. It was an Egyptian handshake. Where they do the thing with the elbow.
Oh, no.
There was a mummy. This story sucks. By September, the crew was allowed to return home.
September?
They only got MV Aman a little bit. And that guy on the MV Aman, he got to go home too.
Shoo.
Why not? Get out of here, you scamp. The Ever Given made its delivery to Rotterdam. They did it! All the cargo is here. Although, it wouldn't hurt to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Canterville continued his career in shipping. It wasn't the end. Maybe just one more for the road. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain. I can tell you that much. Al Said returned the Lunexicon back to the Sphinx. Thank you, old friend. And the Ever Given
had some minor repairs done to the bow over in Qingdao Port in China. And then she was ready to set sail again. The Ever Given was released back into the wild. It sailed into the sunset. Ever since then, global trade has improved. Prices have gone down. The economy flourished once again. Food returned to the supermarkets. Mothers clutched their babes. A litter of puppies. And peace was finally restored to the Middle East.
They did it. The nose.
Nice.
Forever.
I just looked over and it said my
The
butt.
end. Thanks again to Salee, the easy way to get data on your phone when you're overseas. And 15% off? Now that's a good deal.
Shorty, are you sleeping? Are you going to sleep?
People are like, why don't you ever have Shorty in your videos? Because he stink bombs us, and he cries.
He sleeps, he cries.
He whines.
So this was a fuck up of epic proportions, and I'm saying I see this in so many things. So many different levels of business and just choices in life. If you're going through a shitstorm of any kind in your life, and all you need to do to not be having to navigate your way through a shitstorm is to take a knee for a minute, park the car, have a zen moment, just chill for a second and let things blow over for just a minute.
Is that Z-E-N or Z-Y-N?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just chill the fuck out for a minute.
Yeah.
Through a sandstorm and with the wind blowing in this big ass vessel, they could have waited around and been just fine. So instead of it taking them an extra 5 or 6 hours, it took them an extra 7 days. And it took everybody an extra 7 days. And if everybody would just chill the fuck out and realize there's certain things you can't control and you just have to take a break for a minute.
I wonder if after that they stopped allowing such large ships to go through. Because that makes sense to me.
They weren't stopped letting large ships go through. It was the weather that was the fucked up problem. And just like so many people I know, well, I'm driving through this, I don't give a fuck. Through snowstorms and damn just craziness.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude. Is you getting there an extra couple hours earlier than you would if you stopped worth, the alternative, which is like you fucking die?
Says the guy who I drove through a flash flood.
Yeah, the girl who drove.
So, ow, my tattoo.
I hit Nikki's new tattoo. My bad. I'm trying to get this sausage over here. He's snoring like crazy.
Like snooted nose liquid on my face. Oh. Why don't you guys have Shorty in your videos? Okay, so you hit my tit. Like, come on. Fuck off, both of you.
Sorry. So. Yeah, buddy.
You a little warm up here?
I think he is.
There are a lot of questions. So, like you said,
You got any questions about the supermoon?
Look, that was not a bad idea. Like, and then in the video, at least, he was like giving him all this shit. But you said the moon's like, I got us halfway there, motherfucker.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
If it hadn't have been the supermoon while they were there, would they have even gotten halfway out?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, I didn't know the tugboats could push too.
They got the rubber around them and stuff.
Oh, because they only had so many tugboats.
Yeah, they had to get a bunch more people.
But the first time they did it, didn't they only have one tugboat in the front?
Yes.
Like.
But just imagine being that captain and sitting there for 7 days.
Not even just
with that
7
situation.
days. Not even just 7 days, because then they were stuck after that.
That's whatever. But being actually physically stuck and knowing you're the one who's ultimately in charge that this thing fucked up, and like you fucked up before unintentionally. I know I have.
Literally.
And you know that feeling?
Yeah.
Of like,
I will make a minor mistake and I cannot handle it. The stress, I would rather just quit. I made a mistake. I quit my job. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm done. If
It
I
sucks.
was stuck, like in that situation, like, I know it's wrong and I shouldn't say it, self-delete. Sorry, I'm never having to deal with this again. I'm checking out of this situation.
I almost made a horrible joke, but I'm going to contain myself.
Well, I didn't.
Anyway, let us know what you think about this video, this whole scenario. Are you a nautical type? I'm not. I was in the Navy and never spent a day on a ship. Imagine
Not
that.
even a day?
Not even a day.
That's so strange.
It is what it is. I was a corpsman.
What do you think about the dude who they just designated, hey, you, 3 years on a boat that isn't kept up?
That's like the shittiest of all time. Just sitting there and let him swim to shore for a
They
couple
better
hours.
have like paid him for every moment
I hope.
that he was there.
Oh yeah, he had to have been getting paid to represent that company on that ship. That's
Something.
probably why they let everybody else go and let him stay, because he was still like the representative for the company, I bet.
There's no way. There's no way.
Like, how do you pick, you know? But anyway, good video by Internet Historian. I know it took him a while to put this one out, but he put a lot of work into this. It was really long.
Yeah.
It was great. Thanks for the intermission, sir. We appreciate that. And
Shorty
we
did
will
too.
see you guys in the next
See you
video.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.